Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome once again to the mess hall here at Dr. Jet Laboratories. Today, the mess hall is a mess. The mess hall is currently getting new plumbing. We're running new pipe. And we're tearing holes in the ceiling, and we're running new pipe because the copper pipe that went in 1984 is getting pinholes, and it's becoming a problem. So anyway, my shop is going to be down for a while, so I'll let you go at the latest in this little mini cat build. On these little legs I made, I shaped them a little bit so that on like this lower leg, it kind of tapered off this way, and I had it at a bit of an angle so it would be parallel to the sponson. And this one I sanded off at an angle to where it was almost nothing but the tab itself. And that's cool because that's all you really need is the tab that holds this nut that holds the top plate. So this one got ground down to nothing. This got tapered a little bit, and away you go. I have a nice mounting system in there. It has a little short stuffing tube. Stuffing tube was probably inch and a quarter long, and half of that stuffing tube is sticking out the back for this strut to go on. I'm going to use this standard strut that, these little micro struts. I'm going to have to cut this inside tab off because it crashes up against this decorative structure hanging off the back here. And by the way, the prop itself will be drive dog will be about that much. Front of the prop will be about right there. The front of the prop is going to be about even with that back edge. And here, let's pull that out. It's going to be fairly close to that. I'm going to have to use those 30 millimeter left and right props. That's my only choice. Unlike Big B, who can just go to the ABC charts and pick from dozens and dozens and dozens of killer props, I get one choice: take it or leave it. So I'm going to run those 30 millimeter left and rights. I'm going to use a 3S Airsoft 1200 milliamp pack. They're kind of long and narrow. They'll fit right down here in these sponsons. This little 20 amp speed control, if you look at it, I can get my motor wires tucked up under here, and this speed control just kind of tucks back in there, so it just sort of fits in there real nice and out of the way. And so again, I have my weight far out and down low for, I hope, better cornering, because these little cats, some of the ones I've had like to tumble. You go real fast in the straight and you go around the corner and they'll tumble because you've got a big motor sitting up real high, and as you go around the corner, you have that high moment arm. That's the whole point of having these motors down here. And I really would have liked to get them a little bit lower, but I didn't see any way I could make that mount work and fit in there. I'd have to make my own custom mounts, and I'm not really prepared to do that. So this is going to have to be good enough. But all that said, look at how easy it is to remove a motor. Now, you have this option here, or You could remove this collet and then you could access the little tiny screws in here that hold the motor on like this. And of course, since the motor's at an angle like this, you need like tweezers and you know what? I like being able to just do that. Losing a couple of easy to access nuts and the motor just pops out. And it just, whoops, I need to, I must have inadvertently unscrewed this a little too much, and it stayed behind when the motor came out. There we go. So, what a way to mount a motor. So you can see how I tapered these little G10 legs and laid them in with some epoxy and shredded fiberglass, and I made sure I got some on the heads of the bolts, because that's the main thing. I don't want the bolts to turn. So there you go, how to mount a 20 series motor. And now I can just take any old 20 series motor. It doesn't matter the bolt pattern, nothing. It'll just drop right in there, and there you go. Tighten that puppy up. And voila, you have your motor mounted. Actually, I like to put the cable in, because I found this thing can move ever so slightly. So I like to have everything all set up and then tighten it down. And it's always in the right place. So there you go, boys and girls. Until next time, jet out.